Nicolette Moore, Aaron Peters, Loco One, what's up, Loco One? Shot Killings was good. Dark Nebula.
So then, you replied?
It's going good, man. Getting my ruck on. Michael Swanson was good. Some of you guys are new to this part of my channel. I'm doing a rucking live. Typically do this every Sunday. Tina Hardman. Every Sunday morning, I typically do a rucking live where I do a live stream while I talk about certain topics that go on during the week, you know. So, you know, my channel was down for about a week. And so I wasn't able to do my rucking live last week. Although I did do some rucking. So, you know, still got that work in. And you know what? I do it to inspire people to get up and get that work in, you know what I mean? Because if I can ruck with 70 pounds of weight while doing the stairs and talking at the same time, you guys can get up and go for a 1 hour walk, you know what I mean? If I can do it, if this disabled vet can do it, y'all can do it. James Millage was good. I appreciate that, Local One. So, a lot going on this week in politics, you know what I mean? People getting grilled on the Senate floor, like David Chipman. You know, he's supposed to be he was nominated to be the ATF director. Damn, he was nominated to be the ATF director by by your boy, Joe Biden. And, I mean, you know, they gave him a good grilling in regards to his stance on the Second Amendment. And of course, you know, he don't really give a shit about the Second Amendment. He don't give a shit about people's rights to keep and bear arms. None of these people do, right? The people that are asking these questions, they don't really care, right? It's all a dog and pony show. What's up, Xander? So, you know, it is what it is, man. You know, they're having a hard time with their gun control, so they try to sneak in what they can. Oh, man. I'm actually hitting the gym again starting Monday morning. I'm going to die on that treadmill. Wow. 4 months, huh? Yeah, man. It's important to get out there and get back in the groove. So yeah, you know, that's why I'm here, y'all. Help motivate through action, not just talking about it. It's all about that action. What's good, man? Real life, no gimmicks. What's good, man? Real life, no gimmicks in the building. Just getting my ruck on at these stairs with my 70 pounds. I got about 65 pounds in my pack, and you know, about 5 pounds everywhere else. So I'm rocking with 70 pounds. So a lot of shit going on. A lot of information coming out. Right? Especially in regards to Scarface and street beefs. Especially in regards to street beefs. Raffy, Raffistinty. Yeah, bro. Yo, Ty, man. Yo, no gimmicks. What's the word regarding diversifying your tactics? Well, you know, diversifying my tactics. I'm not chasing this man down. It ain't happening. Right? Because everybody that's where he is, everybody that he meets up with from this point on has a choice to make, right? They have a choice to make. With all the information out about him, either they support him or they don't. And if they don't support him and they know what he's about and they have a moral standing, when he comes out to where they're at, they have a choice to make. You know what I'm saying? They can do something about it, or they can just let him rock, and he'll continue to do what he's doing. You know, but I do know if he comes here to LA, the pressure got to be on him. You know what I'm saying? I already spoke to people. They know what's up, you know, and that's what I'm doing right now. And I continue to speak about it. You understand? So it can't just be me, no real life, no gimmicks, you know, Tazo, It's Milk, and whoever else. We can't be the only ones that are doing something about it. And what's disturbing is the more that comes out about him, the more people, it seems like, they don't even care. They don't care about his past, right? They don't care that he lied initially, right there with Scarface standing right next to him. He lied about his charges, right? He lied about the circumstances. He lied about the age he had done it, right? And when that truth comes out, when it's known he's a proven liar, and the heinous acts he actually done, right? I mean, the due diligence was done for you, right? Now you have a moral responsibility. Either you take up that responsibility, or You let him come to your city. You train with him at the gym. You know what I'm saying? And whatever else. You'll let him pay for you to hang with him because he has to keep up that image. Or you do something about it. But it's not up to 5 or 6 of us to chase this man around the country. That's not for us to do, right? Then you got people like Viking, who wants to fight him, get paid to fight him. I don't know what that's going to solve, but that's on him. M4 Life says, I'll try to keep supporting you. Well, I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna make it huge and start protesting in the streets. I mean, we gotta do something, right? That's just like, you know, it takes more than a few, right? It takes more than a few of us. So that's all I can say about it. All I know is I'm gonna keep pressing it until something is done, right? We've already accomplished a little bit of that, right? Because he's talking about not doing the fights anymore. He's talking about going back into trucking. You know what I'm saying? And supposedly getting into the reentry program with the prisons, you know? So it already looks like we won a small victory. But a greater victory would have been had in the court, right? It would have been had by the justice system if the justice system operated as it should, right? If the justice system operated as it should, he shouldn't even be on the streets right now. If you have enough evidence to convict someone of, you know, carnal knowledge of a 13, 14-year-old, why are they out? You understand? But guess what? If he was handled with street justice, who's gonna get in trouble for that? Who's gonna have to make that sacrifice? You understand? So if street justice takes care of them, those people that administered that street justice, they're gonna be sent up the river, right? They're gonna be put in chains. They're gonna become a slave to the system because they dealt with a child sex predator. And then at that point, why stop with mouse, right? Why not administer street justice to as many of them as we can? They're in the registry. We know where they live. We know what their names are. Where does it stop? The question is, why are they out on the streets? Why are they breathing? That's the question. The question isn't, what are we going to do to change tactics? What are we going to do to, you know, when are we going to fly to this state and that state to stop a child sex predator? The question is, what are the people going to do with that information when he comes to their town? You understand? Quiet Assassin was good. Rafi says, okay, Ty, I get it, but that means that we need to start taking this to the government. Let me tell you something. You ever heard of double jeopardy? This is my stance. Anybody that would do that to a child, that's not their only victim, right? Someone like that has committed numerous acts of that nature, either to grown women or to minors. So if you want the government to get involved, people have to come forward with their stories if they done something to them. If he done something to them, before those statute of limitations go away. Because remember, there's a statute of limitations, right? Why is that? Well, because the government is going to go out their way to protect pedophiles. Y'all don't understand that. Let me tell y'all, people like me in real life, no gimmicks, Michael Swanson, everybody that's in here right now, that's declaring that they're going to take up the cause and support the cause to expose this dude, we're in the minority. That's right, get it. We're in the minority. We're not in the majority. That's what I try to explain. There are more people that will support him and protect him than won't. I just hope you guys understand that and realize who you're dealing with. It's not so much Mighty Mouse who's dangerous. It's his fanatics. It's his fanatics. It's the police that he hangs with apparently, and that don't give a hot damn if he goes to their gym where kids go. You understand how y'all understand it? Look what happened with Matt Gaetz' homeboy. Matt Gaetz' homeboy just got caught up in a sex trafficking ring charge. And now Matt Gaetz is implicated. Matt Gaetz is a politician. You understand? How many politicians have gotten caught in pedophilia? How many elites get caught up in child sex trafficking rings? Y'all have no idea. Check out my homegirl, Queen's Throne. Check out my homegirl, Queen's Throne. She's been on this since she started her YouTube channel. She has been on this. And a lot of her shit was taken down because she got too real with it. Imagine that. They're taking down the content of people who are exposing the history of the justice system's relationship with elite child sex predators, as opposed to the people that are child sex predators that is going around on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, talking shit, right? Even though they know. What's up with the petition? There's a petition going around, right? They're supposed to get Mouse off YouTube. The odds are I will get taken down off YouTube before he will. Y'all don't understand how deep this shit runs, man. Y'all don't understand it. You understand? I don't know if y'all heard of Kinsey, right? Or the Kinsey Institute. I forgot his first name. I think it was Alfred Kinsey or something like that. But basically, Alfred Kinsey was a scientist who felt like children could not be molested, right? Right? That they couldn't be victims of child molestation. And he performed studies. He paid child predators to do things to minors, right? And he would record in a lab, right? And he would record the findings, man. And he said that these children who are being mutilated sexually, my shit can get taken down just talking about this shit. You understand? My shit can get taken down just talking about what I'm talking about right now. Right? They can cut my shit short right now just by talking about it. But anyway, he recorded the findings, right? If a child that was being raped, right? I'm saying words I shouldn't be saying, man. That don't kick out the algorithm. I shouldn't say that word. It's gonna kick it off. This I'm telling y'all. So, the child that was being assaulted, right? Can't say the R word, man, because the algorithm will pick it up, and then the moderators will come in here, shut this shit down. But the children that were being assaulted by these grown men, if they fought, kicked, and screamed, right, in resistance, he would say that was the child climaxing. You understand? He said that the child was climaxing, not fighting or resisting. That was his take, right? He had been doing this for years. And so, as a doctor, right, who's supposed to have some level of credibility, he would go to the court system, he would go to the politicians and lobby for sex predators to get minimal time, to get like practically no time, right? Because it's considered, according to him, an orientation, and children can consent, right? Children can consent. That was his take. And so, guess what? Guess what? The courts obliged. The system obliged, right? And that to this day, that is the reason child molesters and rapists get so little time, for the most part. That's why they get out and get probation. That's why Mighty Mouse is not still sitting up in prison right now, right? Because of Kinsey, the Kinsey Institute. Y'all need to understand how deep this shit goes. And why would our politicians and our judges, in our lawyers, why would they go along with this? Why would they say, oh, you know what? Kinsey's right. Is it because they believed his findings? Is it because they believe that children could have that type of thing going on when they're being assaulted by grown men? No. It's because many of them practice that shit. And so they would jump at the opportunity to lessen their punishment if they ever got caught. How many politicians get caught doing that type of shit? Being sexual deviants throughout history. How many are doing it that aren't caught right now? Y'all don't understand. There was a cop, that Asian looking dude who had a European name. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The tall, swole Asian dude that had done horrendous things to like a bunch of women, raped them like during, you know what I'm saying? Like he just happened to get caught. Cops, y'all know I don't trust cops. I don't think there's such thing as a good cop. And I'm not surprised that, I wouldn't be surprised if cops are protecting Mighty Mouse. You understand? These law enforcement agencies, everything that they try to enforce, they have a hand in, right? Because they don't like competition. So if you're not doing it the way they want you to do it, they'll lock your ass up. It's the same reason we're in Afghanistan, right? We're in Afghanistan because the Bushes and the Bin Ladens had a falling out. And we need to control those poppy fields. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. It's a dangerous game. It's dangerous. Doing what we're doing right now is dangerous, man. And look, I'm not hiding myself. I'm at the Baldwin Hills Scenic Overlook. It is what it is, though. I'm gonna pull out sippy cup, yeah. Yeah, the system is definitely sick. Kenyon Johnson says, but Face covered this up from the world in order to make money. Yeah, I'm gonna get into that. Tamiko Anderson, nip evil in the bud. If you know a person who is a pervert, call them out. Exactly. Even if you're a best friend, billionaire, businessman, yeah, call them out. That's the best thing we can do right now. And at the same time, when we call them out, we put them on blast, and our face is out there, and our name is out there, and people know where we go. You gotta be, hey, keep your head on the swivel and stay frosty. This is why I do what I do. This is why I ruck with 70 pounds up and down these stairs. This is why I do fight training, right? You know what I'm saying? Even though Mouse destroyed me in a friendly sparring match where I wasn't even trying to hit him like that. What it is. This is why I do this. Why? Because the shit I speak about, the shit I talk about, can put a target on my back. Understand that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you'll have faceless trolls like what's his name, Lawrence Taylor, in real life, No Gimmicks live stream yesterday. that'll put things out there like, oh, you're greenlit. You got it, you know, you got a bounty on your head and all this other shit. He might be trolling. And it might not be a literal bounty, but there are people out there that might see you out on the streets that are fanatics that will do things to try to harm you in the name of Mighty Mouse, man. That's what we have to understand. Local one says Kenyon Johnson was inner circle with Street Beasts, bro. Ran a branch for them. He definitely knows how shady Scarface is. All right. So, this is the thing. I watched Loco One's video this morning on my way up here. And he said we shouldn't just be on Mighty Mouse. We also need to be on Scarface for covering up for him. All right, let's get into that. Now, that wasn't the first time I heard that. The first time I heard it was from Mighty Mouse himself, right? He did a video or a live stream where he said that those guys over there told him to lie. They came up with the lie. They came up with the scenario and the story, right? They did. That's what Mouse said. Well, we know that Mouse is a pathological liar, but a broken clock is right twice a day, right? Even a broken liar is right twice a day. So let's look into that. Now, I don't know. Local one, he's pretty close. He was in Street Beefs. You know what I'm saying? He's in the comment section. Y'all can go check out the video. He said that Scarface did cover it up, right? And now this Kenyon Johnson, he's saying the same shit. So guess what? We do need to get on their necks. If Scarface knew about this and he came up with a lie, what is Scarface capable of? What is Scarface capable of? And look, me talking about this, now I'm about to have more people hate. But you know, for some reason, and I guess I should count this as a blessing or not, but I haven't really been in people's mouths like that, like Real Life No Gimmicks and Tazo. So it is what it is. Seems like people are more, you know, have more hatred toward Tazo and in real life. You know, people come in my conversation, talk shit sometimes, but and then Mighty Mouse talk that shit. But it is what it is. So look at this. This is what we have to do. If we're throwing Scarface in there, we need evidence, right? We need proof. So far, we have two cooperating people, Loco One and Kenyon Johnson, that are both saying that Scarface helped cover it up. So I would like to perhaps have a conversation with you gentlemen on a live stream, maybe on a StreamYards or something like that, or even reach out to Real Life or Tazo. You know what I'm saying? Kenyon Johnson and Local One, and if y'all can find anybody else that can cooperate that, because it's going to be hard to prove that, right? Unless you have text messages, emails, something like that. You know, something solid that we can use. But enough people coming forward, that'll make all the difference in the world. Because if Scarface is willing to cover up the fact that Mighty Mouse was a 28, 29, 30-year-old man, you know, doing horrible things to children, then like I said, now he's out there traveling the world, traveling the country, 2-point-something million subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Doing the guns down, gloves up movement himself. What else is going on? I'm willing to hear it out. But, you know, that's a serious charge. That's a serious accusation. Just like child molestation accusation is, right? But there's paperwork on Mouse. You know what I'm saying? And he's a proven liar. So let's do the same with Scarface. If Scarface did that shit, let's put something together. Solid. Let's put some solid shit together. Oh yeah, Quiet Assassin says Scarface made ridiculous money off Mouse. He did. He did. He did, but even after Mouse left, he continued to gain subscribers into the 2 millions. You know? Now, were those paid for? I don't know. I'm not gonna go there. But you people out there in Virginia that are in my comment section right now or in my chat room, you guys have the power to do something about it, right? Why do you have the power? Because you have the knowledge. Knowledge is power, right? Knowing is half the battle. All that shit. So you guys have the knowledge to put it together. Face is a coward, and please do not give him power that he doesn't have. He's a scared man faking. Let me tell y'all something about scared men faking. Scared men faking have more power than you realize. You understand? It's just like our politicians, right? Always got to keep, hey, always got to be alert. Just like our politicians, right? They create these laws. They sit in their ivory towers and they have their enforcers go out and enforce these laws and break laws and collect money and extort people. Scarface may very well be a coward, but that doesn't mean he ain't got no power. Cowards are the most dangerous people to have power because they fear everything, and so they'll eliminate whatever scares them without thinking it through. Don't sleep on scared people. Don't sleep on cowards. Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. That's what we cannot underestimate a coward. So Scarface is indeed a coward and a liar and a conspirator and the cover-up of the sexual offense Mighty Mouse committed. Don't sleep. Don't sleep. Let me see something. Scarface with 773, Southpaw 773, posting videos, sparring with him yesterday. And we all know Southpaw. Yeah, no, I ain't got no respect for Southpaw. Period. I ain't got no respect for anybody that will threaten a child. Fuck that. And fuck him. Fuck him for doing that. And I'm not defending Mouse. I'm defending Mouse's child because that's what's the most important thing here. This is why we're doing what we're doing. Because a child was victimized. So, because Mighty Mouse victimized a child, you're gonna victimize his child? You're gonna threaten to victimize a child? No, that's bullshit. And from what I understand, he likes to beat on older women. I ain't got no respect for Southpaw 777 at all. And you know, he likes to act like he's this badass boxer. But I've seen him. You know what I'm saying? He all right. But that's irrelevant. Because if you call him out for threatening a child, he'll just say, I'll beat your ass. Just like Mighty Mouse would. So what makes him any different? Why don't you address what you did? Address threatening the child. Instead of saying, man, fuck you, I'ma beat your ass. That's that Mouse shit. That's that shit Mouse does. So if someone addresses you about attacking, threatening a child, That's how you gonna handle it? You gonna handle it like Mouse? Does that make you any better? No, I ain't got no respect for Southpaw. I did until I saw that and a couple other things. Like, that doesn't justify you, you know what I'm saying, threatening the child. And y'all know, the amazing Lucas threatened my children, and I'm still ready to fight his ass. You understand? I still ain't got no respect for him. So I don't roll with the threatening the children. And then, you know, this is less important, but you know, he's sitting up here talking about fuck California dudes. You know what I'm saying? I'll beat your ass and all this shit. And then he comes to California. I thought you hated Cali. Why you here? But anyway, that's irrelevant. I'm not, that dude is, he's, it's a clown show, bro. It's a clown show. It's a three-ring circus that's distracting from what's really going on. He just took the videos down recently of Mouse. Who did? Southpaw? Well, what are you gonna do? Because he knows he was wrong for that shit. He knows he's wrong. I don't care about him talking about California. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? Just, I don't care. I don't care. But let let some of these gang members hear that and let him see him. I don't know. They might handle it a little differently. Scarface took vids down. Oh, okay. You know, it didn't seem like Southpaw would be the type to take the video down. He seems to be the type to die on that hill. So yeah, so if Scarface is lying, y'all, if Scarface had anything to do with covering up Mouse's transgressions, right? The true facts, the details. Let's get together and talk about it. Loco One, Kenyon Johnson, anybody else that might know anything about that, let's expose all of it. Just like you said, Scarface is trying to throw shade on Kenyon Johnson because he's parted ways to do his own thing. You know, some people get like that, man. Some people get like that. That's just the way. That's the way the world works. Me, hey, if we're doing something together and we have, you know, a difference of opinion and a different method to how we go about doing things, and you want to do your own thing, hey, do your own thing. Do your own thing. You know. But how? So my question would be to you, Loco One, and Kenyon Johnson. How long did you guys know that Scarface was covering that up? Like, when did you guys find that out? That's what I want to know. We need to get a timeline together. And we need to have our facts straight. Because again, that's a serious accusation, right? Kenyon Johnson, you said you spoke to Mouse recently? Quiet says not TDOA. Face, okay. Yeah, Face took it down, okay. Yeah, like I said, it seemed like Southpaw would die on that hill. Like, nice. he would probably die before he take the videos down. Yeah. That we have to work on. So yeah. Yeah. Look, I don't know if, do I have any mods in here? Damn, I ain't got no mods. Where my mods at? Xander, do I have mods in the building? Cause I need my email to go out. I need y'all to put my email in the chat. Kenyon Johnson says, I found out the first time after first fight on Street Beefs. Really? Yeah, so, Kenyon, why did it take you so long to come out with this information, man? Why didn't you blast it when you first heard about it? I don't understand. Thank you, Xander. My email is in the chat, y'all. Kenyon, why didn't you come out? I don't understand that. But Mouse and I are not doing an event with Mouse, huh? There goes my info. If you guys want to email me, Kenyon. Local one. When did you know? When did you find out? Nobody would have listened then. I'm sure they would have, man. Now I'll take responsibility for myself, right? I'm gonna take responsibility because I linked Mighty Mouse up with Bamboo or Babu or whatever it is. Because like I said, and I've been saying this, I don't know the dude personally. I know his little OG personally. I grew up with his little OG, and his OG, I told him about the movement, and he was excited about it. He said, I'm gonna reach out to the big homie, and we're gonna get this cracking. And that's how it happened. Just so happened he reached out to Babu or Bamboo, but when he texted me, it said Bamboo. Anyway, that's irrelevant. That's an irrelevant detail. The fact of the matter is, I had heard about a year. When did I start watching Street Beefs? About a year ago, almost a year and a half ago, when I really started paying attention to it. Like right before Mighty Mouse left Street Beefs, and that video had popped up where he was explaining the charges, and he said he was 18. He said it was a, pandering racket or whatever, and all that. Said he was stupid and had got caught up with some bullshit. Gave him a benefit of the doubt. And, when I really started becoming more involved, right? Like, not even when I sparred with him, because when I sparred with him, I just wanted to spar with him. I wasn't planning on getting involved with the movement, you know what I'm saying? But when I even thought about going and because Mouse asked me if I knew any, shot callers in gangs that I can link them up with. And I thought about it, I was like, man, I don't know what they would think about that. I don't know if they would even consider it, because he's an outsider, he's a white dude, you know what I'm saying, with a bunch of tattoos. I mean, this is a reality, right? And even I didn't even want to even think about doing it, right? And then I was like, I don't know. At that point, when I decided, okay, I'm gonna reach out, I should have said, before I even did that, I should have looked further into the charges, right? I should look further into the charges. I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I just trusted what Mouse and Scarface has said about the charges. You know what I'm saying? Even after, Scarface and then broke it off, he had said something. I think the first video I saw where he was talking about why they had split up, he said it had nothing to do with the charges or something like that. But then I saw another video about a week after I started getting into this fight, where he said that they parted ways because he found out more details about Mouse's charges. And I'm like, but in another video you said that wasn't why. So I was very confused. But I'll take responsibility for not doing my due diligence before even considering linking them up with anybody. So I can take responsibility for that. I should have did a little bit more digging. So I didn't even know his real name, y'all. I didn't even know what his real name was before all this shit came out. So, but that's, it is what it is. So I'll take responsibility in that part. So let's see. I did put it out there, but I was nobody with no power, no voice. Okay, I feel you, Kenya. All right. Now, I'm not getting on you. I figured that might have been the case. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, when people have so much of a following, yeah, it's hard to put that shit out there. I understand. You thought you didn't have a voice. I understand completely, man. I'm not gonna fault you for it. I just wanted to understand. Let's see. Everyone from around here knows about Mouse. It's common knowledge. Yeah, I'm starting to see that. Tazo proved that when he went to the event and brought up the charges, and they were like, so? Very disappointing, man. Jay Miller says everybody has fanatics. Exactly. I don't want no fanatics. Let me tell y'all right now. I'm gonna go on the record to say, I don't want fans. I don't want no fans. Always, you know, keep me in check. If I get out of pocket, put me back in pocket. I love dissent. I don't like an echo chamber, because an echo chamber will lull you to sleep. I don't need that. Kenyon Johnson said, I did almost 17 years, so you should know it gets carried. We don't rock with people who touch anybody. I didn't find out until Mouse told face in front of me. So Mouse spilled all the beans in front of to Scarface, every detail, including his age. Yo, that's crazy. We definitely need to have a StreamYard sit down, y'all. Because think about it. Think about this. Mouse is 100%. Mouse is 100% responsible for doing what he did. But he probably wouldn't have gotten the notoriety he's gotten if it wasn't for Scarface helping him cover that shit up. That's wild, yo. That's wild. We need, wow. This needs to be exposed if it's true. And we need corroborating evidence, even if it's several witnesses. This is crazy, man. Did Lord Esteban know? That's what I want to know. Or Lord Besteban? Quiet Assassin, my homie that was locked up with him, it's how I got introduced to him, and he didn't even know because he never would have put me in that situation. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, I heard he fooled a lot of people in prison. Quiet Assassin says, yes, Face knew everything. That needs to be exposed. If Face knew everything, that person needs to be applied to him too. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's downright conniving, scandalous, and some bullshit. And he needs to be called out for that. See what I'm saying, man? This is what I'm saying. How could you? How could you still rock with him as long as you did, knowing what he did for money, for a following, to get subscribers? Oh, man. This fucking world is sick, yo. You cannot protect fanatics. If you know one, you need to check them. Exactly. Each person 100% responsible for their actions. Besteban knew too. Good evening. The Habakai was good. Wow, man. See? The shit is deep, yo. What did I tell you guys? The shit is deep. The shit is deep. So now it's looking like Mouse wanted to do his own thing, probably because he wasn't getting enough of the cut, right? He probably felt like, yo, I'm helping this shit blow up. I'm not getting enough money out of this. So I want to do my own thing. And so Scarface, wow. Wow. Did they think that they would get away with that? Did they think that no one would find out? These are narcissists and sociopaths, man. This is how they rock. Do they even care about children? Do they even care about what happened to that poor girl? Obviously not. If you're willing to make money off her pain, right? And you're making money off her pain because Scarface, or Mouse, never got the time he was supposed to get for it. So that put him in a position to get on street beefs, which put him in a position to make money off subscribers on YouTube. You're making money off that girl's pain. And those are the facts of life, yo. Fucking crazy, man. Jay Williams was locked up with him. You know, I'm kind of disappointed in Jay Williams too, man. Like, I don't get it. Never would have happened in the West Coast prisons, y'all. But again, he was able to escape, I heard, because he had all these different charges in his first time being locked up. And then the second time when he got popped for the, carnal knowledge, they just assumed there was some more hardcore gangster shit. So I can't really fault them for that necessarily. But Virginia, y'all need to start doing paperwork parties, period. Y'all need to start doing that. All right. Local one says, it was just as easy for Face to do the same Google search as anyone else. So how can he say that Mouse lied? Yeah, let me tell y'all something, man. If I was in that deep with Mouse as Scarface was, and I knew that he had some type of, sex offender charge, I damn sure would have did the research for sure. Like, if I was that invested in somebody in my organization, you know what? I don't even have to hear that you had a charge. If I know your real name and we're doing something together and we're part of a movement together, I'm gonna do a background check. Period. You know what I'm saying? Especially after this shit. Especially after this, man. Yeah, man. Due diligence is very important, man. This was a learning lesson. But I damn sure would have did it, I know for a fact, if I was Scarface all those years ago. But he didn't have to because he knew. Tazo TV says the only VA prisons that are on the same time are the maxes and super maxes. Them other prisons on some bullshit. That's what's up, Tazo. What's good, Tazo? How you doing, brother? Christopher Alexander, what's good, my man? Y'all check out Christopher Alexander. He's always building some shit. And like he built a clay oven. All that shit's pretty cool. It can happen to anyone you don't know who somebody is, for real, and it takes time. Definitely. Local one says Scarface is a convict too. It's standard procedure to check paperwork. In prisons, so I guess Mouse wasn't in the Supermax then, because he skated. Kimberly Rose, thanks for respect to everyone calling me. I'm a survivor and a therapist who tries to help those victimized by these trash humans. Keep it up. Thank you, Kimberly Rose. Hey, Kimberly Rose, I'm glad you came on here and said that. Can you email me, please? Because not that you want to put your services out there pro bono, but, if you have methods and means to help people cope with this and help encourage people to come out against their victimizers, you know what I'm saying, and expose them, That'd be great if you can do that. I'm glad you came on here. These are the type of people we need helping fight the cause. Quiet Assassin says Kenyon Johnson, unfortunately. That's facts, yeah. Yeah, he was in the Supermax. That's facts, Christopher Alexander. There are a lot of weirdos that fall under it, because not every sex offender now is convicted or has paperwork. So, again, you always have to keep an eye out, man. You always have to make sure you keep an eye on these people. Everybody, even me, right? Even me. If y'all want to look up my name, just email me. I'll give you my name in the email, and y'all can look me up. But I don't want to put my government name out here on the YouTubes. They already know who I am, but I don't want to do it. But anybody can email me and get my real name. No, out here, no, out in prison, no ex-con brings in new people to their organization without first checking them. Real shit. Especially after people tell you the person is dirty. No excuses, man. Scarface says, you're right. Now that you're saying all that shit, even if Mouse didn't tell him in front of y'all, he definitely should have did his due diligence. Dwight Asbury says, what Jay Williams say about it? Well, Real Life No Gimmicks knows more about that. I think he said something to the effect of, I don't know what he said exactly. Who was that? Quiet Assassin, do you remember who Real Life No Gimmicks said that, he doesn't rock with Mighty Mouse's charges, but he's a good person, or he likes him as a person, or some shit like that? I think that was Jay Williams. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't quote me on that. I think Jay Williams said that Mouse has some fucked up charges, but he likes him personally, and something about somebody being something, or I forgot. Oh, that was me. Never mind. See, Jay Williams was supposed to do an interview. I know this. Jay Williams was supposed to do an interview with Tazo and backed out at the last minute because he didn't want no drama. It's very disappointing, man. It's very disappointing. Very disappointing, man. Imagine if Mouse had gotten his screws into all these people out here in the West Coast. Because apparently in Texas, he Gucci. What's up, Texas? Mouse is Gucci in Texas. He's in Denton, Texas right now, flaunting his little black homeboys that he probably only knew for a couple days. Going to A-Top Boxing. You know, they don't give a hot damn. What's up, Texas? You know what I'm saying? What's old boy name? That Real Life No Gimmicks had talked to. That's from Texas, that fought him in that celebrity boxing match. Man, like, is Mouse good in Texas, y'all? That's what I want to know. Is Mouse good in Texas? Oh, I know A-Top rocks with him. But why? Man, they ain't fucking around. I'm telling you, they're not fucking around like that in Cali, man. You know what I'm saying? He might be able to go somewhere like up north, you know, but like LA County, I'm pretty sure he won't be able to go to no gym. And if we find out he's at a certain gym, yeah, it's not gonna be a good look. Christopher Alexander says he kind of infiltrated real deep. Yeah, that's crazy. Kosovo says, I'm sure he went to Red Onion. What's Red Onion? Is that a gym? Or a club? Kimberly Rose says, I will. What's your email? I tweet his petition every day and reach out to YouTube daily, as well as the large creators trying to get him off this platform. Man, how's that going? Because his ass still up there. So, Xander, if you could please put my email back into the chat so that Miss Kimberly Rose could reach out to me. Anybody else? I was kind of crook when I was younger. I'm in Flintstone. That's what's up. Loco one says, how it take Scarface 2 years and a falling out to all of a sudden? No. He kept the information in his back pocket till he needed. That's the type of people. I gotta say it, man. People like that, they worse than Mouse, right? Or they're just as bad as Mouse. You apparently have no problem with what Mouse did. What you had a problem with is dealing with the fallout if they knew you knew. So what did you say? You did some damage control before the damage could happen. You said, you know what? Tell them about your charges, but tell me you were 18 so that at least I can protect myself and say, look, he told me he was 18, blah, blah, blah. And I came to you guys about it. Man, that's very disappointing, y'all. I need to mod a couple more of you guys up because I can't have Xander doing all the work. My normal mods aren't in here right now. Christopher Alexander says, pimping young girls is a big problem around here. Pimping them, touching them, doing anything. Listen, let me tell y'all something, man. A grown man and woman has no business doing anything with a child that doesn't belong to them. That isn't like, I don't know, man. It's like, because family can be the culprit too. So how do you deal with that? How do you make sure that no one can victimize your child? You gotta keep your children on the tuck. You gotta keep them close to you. It's you don't want them to be sheltered, right? But this is what I'm doing. You just have to give your children the knowledge and the understanding and the means to fight, right? The means to protect themselves. So that if they do have to go off on their own with somebody, they know what to do if that person starts doing things to them, right? Like, give them a knife, teach them how to use that knife, and if somebody gets to touching them inappropriately, they can just stab them. Start stabbing them up, right? That's one thing you can do. And then when they get even older, just teach them how to fight. You know what I'm saying? Teach your kids how to fight. Teach them how to protect themselves. Give them the knowledge. Don't expect them to just know what to do if something like that happens and you haven't done any training with them. You haven't trained them at all, right? You haven't given them any education on it, right? Because my children, we make sure our children call their body parts by their actual scientific name, right? Like, my daughters don't call their whatnots. They call them by their actual name. They call them vaginas. And my sons know that their penis is a penis. They don't give their junk nicknames. You know why? Because if you call it by the real name to the perpetrator that's going to commit the act, it makes them uncomfortable. Did y'all know that? They don't like that. They don't like being exposed for what they're doing by their victim. So it makes them uncomfortable. Right? So, your child can say, stop touching my vagina. And that will make the child molester very uncomfortable. That's something that's scientifically proven. Right? They don't like that. What's up, Marcy T? Oh, what's up, Dark? Yeah, Dark Nebula has been rocking with me for a while, so let me add Dark Nebula. Let me add her. Yeah, Dark Nebula's been rocking with me for a while. Christopher Alexander should be modded. Let me mod him up. Kosovo 87. I'll keep you in mind. I like to, people rock with me for a little bit before I mod them up. So, but I think you good peoples, Kosovo. You're on the right side. Because one thing, I have very strict rules, and these people know what my rules are about modding people, about deleting people. They know I believe in free speech. They know I do not like censorship. Wait a minute. Fuck. My rule for moderators is you only delete people when they're spamming. I don't like spam because spam is disruptive. So if they're spamming, go ahead. But if they're saying some off the wall crazy shit, if they're disrespectful, I don't want you to delete it because I want to be able to respond. I want to be able to say, I want to be able to do, wow. So they buffer, my live stream gets buffered, and then when it comes back, 10 people are knocked off. Wow. So that's what you call shadow banning, y'all. 10 people dropped off my live in 1 second. Okay. But anyway, yeah. So no censorship. They can say the craziest shit. They can threaten me. They can cuss me out, call me out my name. I want to be able to respond to it, because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about free speech. Speak your mind, even if you're trolling. But anyway, Kimberly Rose says, I don't care if it was prostitution ring. She sees a child is nauseating, and he's changed the child's life forever. I know personally what that will do. That's what's up, Kimberly Rose. Kimberly Rose, you on point. So please hit me up. Let's see. Marcy T. Quiet Assassin says, elect Loco. One, he definitely won't step up and air it out because it's going to make him look bad. Well, that's why we're here. That's why Local One is here. That's why Quiet Assassin is here. That's why Kenyon Johnson was here. To keep these people honest, right? Keep these people on point, because they have, keep them honest. They have to be honest to stay honest, right? Put these people on blast, man. Let's do it. We can go on Taz's platform. We can go on the Real Life No Gimmicks platform. We can go on my platform and have a real conversation about what happened in street beefs. How many people know? How many people knew and still rocked with it? All that shit. Air it out. Fuck it. And I want to know what Lil Cray Cray knows, what he thinks. What about Reggie Barnett? You guys know if Reggie Barnett knows and still rocks with him? These are things I want to know. Because Reggie Barnett is BKFC. You know what I'm saying? People who are pedophiles and support pedophiles should not be winning. Should not be winning. So let's expose all of it. Now, I'm not accusing Reggie Barnett of knowing. I just want to know if he did. Reggie knows too. Let's expose that shit. That's some bullshit, y'all. Because kids go to Reggie Barnett's gym, don't they? Are kids allowed? And that's the whole thing, man. Does kids go to Reggie shit? If they do, what is Reggie doing, man? What is Reggie doing? What about America's Top Team? Do they know? What's his name? Level Martinez? Does Level Martinez know? All this shit needs to come out. But understand, once it does, and we're the ones that put it out there, woo, Be prepared for a shitstorm, y'all. Be prepared for a shitstorm. Be prepared for a shitstorm. And remember, he parties with these people. He parties with these people. Hangs out with them. God knows what's going on. See, now that I know these things, my mind is working. Like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Hold on. 71 minutes. Not bad. Not bad timing. I think I'm gonna do 7 laps today, y'all. I usually do 6. Let's see. Yes, quiet assassin. The pressure constantly building. Yeah, mouth shouldn't be the only one, y'all. Like y'all said, like Local One said in the video, I'm heeding Local One's call. If Scarface knew, if Level Martinez knows, if Reggie Barnett knows, Lord Esteban, all these cats. Let's put it on blast. Let's see what happens. Local One says I'm risking my own safety putting this out there. Oh, I'm sure you are. We all are. What up? See? See? I'm on point. The homie walking up on me.
Huh?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, brother? I take it you live right now.
I am live.
My boy live. Let's get on up.
You gonna put your mask on? Stay on?
Huh? Yeah. For safety. Where's yours, bro?
I don't get the fuck out of here.
Ah!
I don't wear no fucking mask outside.
You already got that super immunization, huh?
Yep. Let's see. Logan says, yeah, I'm going to catch wind too. And you know, sunshine going to come. Yeah. What's the best way to kill mold? Eh?
Oh, me?
No, talking to my people. What's the best way to kill mold? Put some sunshine on that bitch.
That and what? They use baby powder too?
Baby powder. This dude.
Hold on. What did they? Somebody said.
No, you talking about if you wanna something. I don't know. You talking about keep them in the dark and feed them shit? That's how you grow mushrooms.
I was like,
Kimberly.
Mushrooms are almost legal too. You eat mushrooms, Marcus?
No, you talking about psychedelic mushrooms?
Yeah, man.
Don't say my real name.
Sorry. I didn't know.
This-
Okay.
This dude.
Either way, them motherfuckers is right.
Let's see.
People
Right.
are growing them now.
You crazy.
No, because it's legal.
Oh yeah, I know. Let's see. Quiet Assassin, yeah, why don't you start a YouTube channel? Think Kosovo 87 says, think I'm about to, I'm sure, do good. Quiet Assassin asked you what the fuck you're talking about.
With mushrooms?
Yeah. He's talking about psychedelic mushrooms.
Psychedelic mushrooms, you guys all need to get your heads right.
I'm talking about exposing pedophile supporters by shining a light on them. And he's talking about mushrooms.
You guys are speaking metaphors, man.
Yeah. Oh, so this is I trained with the homie right here. He saw that sparring match between me and Mighty Mouse. Tell him what you think about that. What you thought about that?
Thought it was a nice sparring match. That's all.
Was anybody destroyed?
I didn't see any major contact. I didn't see any damage. I saw no major aggression on either side.
Yeah, because it was a friendly sparring match. Anyway,
Yeah, you guys know it destroyed me, and y'all didn't seen Rocky.
yeah. But this guy has actually sparred with me many different times. He knows what it is. Anyway. Let's see. Oh yeah, the baby powder. He's talking about killing mushrooms with baby powder. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Mold.
Oh, baking soda.
Baking soda, yeah.
Baking soda.
White vinegar too. But we're talking about the
Metaphors. We're not talking about really getting rid of mold.
yeah. We're talking about this this pedo and the people that support him and that still rock with him. Oh, it's deep. It's deep, bro. This shit goes
They
deep.
must support him for some other reason. They can't support that part of his life. You know what I mean? Like,
But
they
how,
must support
it doesn't
his,
matter how you no, it wasn't no rehabilitate. They don't rehabilitate, bro.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's no one supports that.
They support him.
That's cool.
They support him because they feel like they can get the benefit from supporting him.
Oh, by him still training people and shit?
Well, no, because he's a famous YouTuber, right? So, and you make money off subscribers and shit. So, it's complicated. He don't know nothing about social media, so
No, I don't do any of the above.
he don't understand all that. Melinda Morrison was good.
By being part of his support team?
No, like, cause he goes around the country doing these fights and he makes money on YouTube, right? So if you roll with him, like as part of his entourage,
gotcha.
then you benefit. You riding his coattails.
Yeah, anyone he employs ain't gonna speak against
Or
him.
like if, so there's multiple ways
I could have told y'all.
you can gain subscribers on YouTube and shit like that. You can be a clout chaser, which is basically what everybody is. Everybody clout chases on YouTube. So you can clout chase by going after somebody or by supporting somebody that's controversial.
Gotcha.
So he's controversial right now. So
Yeah, you know who a YouTuber was who I was watching?
Who?
Charleston White.
Charleston White, yeah, that dude was
I had to
crazy.
stop fucking with him because he go out way left sometimes.
Yeah.
But his shit be funny.
But like, let's take him for instance. Let's say I start making videos bashing Charleston White. Well, he's famous,
Oh, yeah,
so I can get some views.
Just by,
Yeah. So you pick a side. Either you support somebody who's controversial, or you talk shit about him. Or you can just do it because it's the right thing to do because he's a pedophile, and you want to be exposed. And they want to think you're a clout chaser. So they think I'm a clout chaser because I'm exposing a pedophile.
With him.
Yeah. Not only that, but I introduced it to.
So either way, you're getting more views though.
Nah.
Clout chasing or not.
This is the thing though. I'm shadow banned. So any following or views I gain off of going after people or talking about other famous YouTubers and shit is minimal because I'm controversial myself. YouTube doesn't like the shit I talk about because I'm a conspiracy theorist, they say.
So they got you flagged.
Oh, I've been flagged plenty of times. I just had my channel taken down for a week. So, come on, we got a couple more. You rolling?
Yeah, how many more are you gonna do?
I think I'm gonna do 2 more since you showed
Do
it.
some push-ups. I'll do the second one with you.
All right, for sure. But anyway, y'all. Yeah. Anyway. Quiet Assassin Loco. One, I straight up asked her why she was sending news to Mouse. Who was sending news to Mouse? Oh, that's oh man. Yeah, you gotta ask, why are you sending news to Mouse? Have you heard of revenge porn? Y'all gotta be careful. Like, I'm sorry, man. If you send news to somebody who's married and has questionable morals, that's on you. That's on you. Unless you're a child. Unless you're if you're not an adult and you're not a teenager or something like that, or not a kid, and you're a grown ass woman and you're sending news to somebody of questionable moral standing, I mean, or any grown ass man, right? That you don't know, that you can't trust, that's not your husband or somebody that you've been with for a long time. Why are you sending your news to somebody? What's up, Sad? Oh yeah, Jay with open eyes. Yeah, he's on his 4th channel for sure. They definitely don't like that shit. I tried to, I'm trying to school Jay with open eyes, man. You gotta be. These algorithms pick up everything now. the algorithms pick up everything. Every word that they don't like, it will pick it up. And then the moderators will come. And if you're going too deep into some shit, and you're not using code words and metaphors and shit, it's a wrap. You killed it at Real Life No Gimmicks yesterday. Thank you, Sad. Appreciate the support. Kosovo 87 saying this is a clout chasing. Yeah. No. This definitely is not clout chasing. Definitely not. Not for me anyway. Not for me. I'm just trying to expose people for their and it's not even just mouse. Like when I do videos about other YouTubers and shit, I'm trying to expose the inconsistencies in their logic. Right? I'm not trying to, and I do, you know what? I do want people to see it. I want more and more people to see the flaws and the inconsistencies in their logic and in their standings. Right? That's why it's very easy with people like Brandon Tatum, ABL, and those type of people. It's very easy to expose them for their flawed, inconsistent logic and their, what they call that, cognitive dissonance. It's way too easy to expose them. So, but anyway, at the end of the day, it's about protecting the children, right? We have to protect our children. What's the best way to do that? Well, the power structure, right? The government, they protect the people that go after our children because they engage in crimes and acts against our children too. And what does it take? It takes a revolution, right? My question is, who's really ready for that? Who's really ready for that? Who's really ready to go all out? For freedom. To do the right thing. To ensure that we're in control of our own lives, man. And in control of our children's lives. Who's ready to really do that? Because it's not easy. Yeah, that's what's up, Chris Alexander. That's what I try to do. Quiet Assassin says, protect our women and children. Exactly. Emailed you, got to run from. Okay, that's what's up, Kimberly Rose. I appreciate that. Woo. Well, better her. If she's a pedophile sympathizer, she can get thrown out too. Who is? That's why I hike in bushcraft. Exactly. That's exercise your freedom. That's very important, man. You have to be in good physical, mental, and spiritual condition to engage in any revolution. And the reason I want to talk about this is because Sunshine, the one who was apparently seeing news of Mighty Mouse. Oh, Sunshine T, is that the one? Wow. Well, that's on her, man. She shouldn't have did that. Like, don't do that. That's stupid. I can't. You grown ass woman sending news to a married man. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand it. That's on you. I'm not gonna feel any sympathy for you for that. And then, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. It is what it is, though. People live in fear, exactly. So, I don't want to talk about the revolution thing. Well, most of you probably don't know who Irene Yvette is. Irene Yvette is a black woman who her channel name is now called The Radical Black Conservative. That's her new channel name. So y'all check her out, right? Very astute, very smart woman. But she was on a live stream with Cynthia G, right? My favorite man eater. And they were talking about the failure that is the black man, right? I'm shifting gears now, y'all. I'm going into something else. But all this shit ties together at the end of the day. But so black men are failures, right? We don't fight for nothing. We don't resist anything. And you know, it was just like an hour-long or hour and a half long live stream about the failings of black men and how we're not stepping up, how we're scared and weak and all this other shit. And I'm like, you know, for the most part, I agree with that, right? Due to conditioning from the point of slavery and all that other shit, a lot of things involved in it, a lot of factors. Yes, black men have been weakened. We're weak as a whole, right? I wouldn't say, listen, I was being a little bit hyperbolic when I said that Cynthia G is a man-eater. She's not really a man-eater. She just, and this is something that she'll bash me for, right? If I say this, she just ain't right. She just ain't met the right kind of men that are handling their business. But Irene Yvette knows some of these men and does a leadership series about them. So she obviously knows there are black men out there. And the reason I'm saying black men is because that's what they're saying. This is their take. I'm just responding to what they're saying. To me, it's deeper than that. And I'll go into why. But, you know, Irene Yvette knows black men that can handle their business and that are great leaders. You know what I'm saying? And she did oppose a lot of what Cynthia G said in a diplomatic way. But she does a live stream later on where she's talking about basically the same situation and responding to comments that people made about that video. You know, kind of saying, I mean, I gotta admit, some of these comments were stupid. And it's very sad because, you know, if these women did meet that type of dude that was a protector, a provider, and a fighter that would stand up for their community and protect their women and children, they probably wouldn't even recognize it because of things like that. But see, that's when you have to broaden your perspective, man. Because not everybody is cut from the same cloth. Not everybody's built the same. You have to recognize that as someone who claims to have some level of intellect, you know? Because they like to use a lot of generalizations when addressing black men, right? And it was Cynthia G's position that black men need to be cut off. All this other shit, black women need to cut off black men. Hell, she went as far as saying we should stop giving birth to black men for a while. And it's talking points like that that expose really how ridiculous people like Cynthia G are. I didn't want to have to go there, but I'm saying ridiculous just because that stance and that point of view, not her as a person, right? That's a ridiculous. That's one of the most ridiculous talking points I heard in my life. Stop giving birth to black men to show them what are you talking about? So understand something. The black population in this country, they say is 17%. Excuse me. 17%. And millions of black babies are killed, you know, through abortion, blah, blah, blah. So your solution to getting black men to act right is to stop giving birth to men. Now, she might have been being dramatic or hyperbolic, but she has to believe that to some degree. I appreciate you taking time to bring light to minor mouse situation and his co-signers. I got to jump off. That's what's up, local one. Melinda Morrison, you're not bothering anybody. Melinda Morrison, thanks for all you're doing. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to do my part. Sad says, I don't think anyone should shame anyone who minor mouse preyed upon, whether child or grown woman. Minors manipulating the predator. I agree. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, you know, she's grown, and this is not necessarily about her per se, personally. It's about any woman or any man. Don't send nudes to someone you barely know. Because if y'all fall out, whether they're a predator, sex offender, or whatever, they can expose your video. They can put your shit out there. That's all I'm saying. Mouse gets no pass. And at the same time, if someone sends you nudes, you shouldn't. You're a piece of shit if you put this shit out just because y'all fell out, right? That's a piece of shit move. So I'm just making sure everybody's held responsible for their actions. She was cheating on her husband with him. Shameful shit. No problem, Quiet Assassin. Split switch. Oh yeah? Split switch OV 916. There's a username. Lawrence Terry just made a video with sunshine in it. That's crazy. And no gimmicks. I'll check that out later. That's what a quiet. Okay, Xander said there would be revenge porn and would be another charge. Yeah, that would. Yeah. So don't do it. Don't send nudes and don't expose people's nudes. It's not for you to do. Period. Abortion is terrible. I do understand your logic, but predator is going to prey. Oh, I agree. And guess what? She fell victim to his manipulation, and he's a piece of shit. She's not a piece of shit. I'm just saying, be smarter about who you give your information to. Be smarter about who you expose yourself to. I can't say I sympathize with that though, you know, because she should have known better. It's wrong to cheat on your husband, and it's wrong to cheat on your husband with a married man. I mean, it is what it is. Yes, it isn't illegal in all 50 states. It should be, because you're violating their privacy. You're creating a victim when you do that. When you violate somebody's privacy, you're creating a victim. That's a crime. So you definitely need to feel the wrath for that. Yeah, I know Quiet Assassin. He was a troll from last night's live. Anyway, so I might just do a video about the revolution later, because I want to do that fresh. I didn't even expect to go this long about Mouse. Now it's kind of like, it is what it is. Split switch OV 916 says the whole castle going to collapse. Yep, it should. It needs to. Check out the trend, Good Body, Freedom from Government. I will. So, and that's the thing, y'all. We can't rely on the justice system to handle this shit. Because obviously the justice system allows these people to run free after they've done this shit. You know? Some of them do hard numbers. Some of them get locked up for a long time. But that's rare, yo. Why do people do it? People are sick, exactly. That's why I'm always constantly talking about freedom. Because the court system, the government, they stifle us. They don't want us to do the right thing, right? I was talking to one of my employees at work, right? And, he was telling me his homeboy house was getting broken into. Somebody was beating the door down, trying to get in here in California. And before the person can come in the house, dude shot him. Shot him right there at the front door. And dude didn't make it past the threshold. But he fell out and he died on the porch outside of the house. And because he was outside the house,
Breaking the wires, leaning on it. Like, just stop.
because the dude he shot was outside the house, he got charged with first degree murder. So, but he ended up playing it down to manslaughter, but still had to do 8 years in prison. He did 8 years in prison for defending his home against an intruder because the intruder wasn't inside the house. That's the justice system. That's the law. So we can't even protect ourselves by any means necessary in certain states. Certain states have the castle doctrine. Certain states have stand your ground, where you don't even have to be at the house. You can just feel for your life or the life of somebody else. And you can defend yourself by any means necessary. But that's the type of shit I'm talking about. The system is not designed to protect law-abiding citizens, right? It's there to enslave law-abiding citizens. Because if you are a law-abiding citizen, you're a slave to the system, right? You're following their rules and their edicts that are arbitrary 9 times out of 10 and are designed to as an extortion device, right? That's what the justice that's what the justice system is for. If they don't, sometimes they don't even want to spend the money, right? It's all about power and resources. That's all they care about. However they can best obtain that, that's what they'll do. No, anarchy for real. Because the dude died outside of the door, he got charged with murder and pled down to manslaughter, spent 8 years in prison. California. You understand? So you can't even defend yourself against an armed criminal that would attack you outside your home with a firearm. If you do, then you get charged with murder. You are not allowed to defend yourself in this state with a firearm against someone with a firearm. You'll get charged with murder if you end up killing them, or you'll get charged with attempted murder if they end up getting wounded, right? That's the government for you. That's the government. Without government, yeah, I know. People think it'll be a wild, wild west, running around killing everybody. It'll be complete anarchy, right? But complete anarchy is a beautiful thing. It's just some people don't know what anarchy is. They think anarchy is chaos in the streets, Molotov cocktails, car bombs. You know what I'm saying? They think it's what's that movie? They think it's Purge. That's what they think anarchy is. That's not what anarchy is. Anarchy just simply means no rulers. No rulers. That's all it means. Without rulers, if we caught a pedophile touching a child in the act, are we going to call the police? Are we going to call the police to have them arrested and have them go through court and then possibly get out with probation? No. Without the government, if we catch a person red-handed in the act, there's ironclad proof. We could dispose of them right then and there. Right then and there. We ain't got to worry about 3 hots in a cot for their asses. We ain't got to pay for their housing. We don't have to pay for the electricity to keep their ass alive. No. We eliminate them immediately, put their ass, burn their ass, right? Cremate them motherfuckers, and it's a wrap. You have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars by just doing it like that, right? Why are we wasting money on pedophiles? That's what we're doing. Why are we wasting money on cold-blooded murderers? Why are they sitting up in jail for 25 years? Why do we need them in there for 25 years? If they committed first-degree murder and it's proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, and it really has to be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, right? There can't be any discrepancies, any contradictions. Why are they in there? Why do we need to house the motherfuckers for 25 years? Why do we need to put them on a registry after 6 years, right? Like Mouse got 6 years for it or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Why is that motherfucker? Why did we house Mouse for as long as we did? And why are we paying for him to be on some registry, right? You know that website, it needs servers, right? In order for them servers to work, it needs the fucking electricity. It needs shit. And guess who pays for that? We do. Why are we paying for Mouse to be on a registry, right? Why are we paying for any pedophile, any rapist, anybody like that? Why are we paying for them to be alive after they've been proven to done these things? The government. You can thank the government for that. So you're an anarcho-capitalist, or a libertarian, or a minitarian. I am an anarchist, right? In all ways, right? I believe in the free market 100%. I don't, some people think that there should be some regulation on the free market. But what do you do when you regulate the free market? What happens? What happens when you regulate the free market? They just build a black market. You regulate the free market, there's a black market, right? You prohibit drugs. You prohibit the sale of drugs. You can't sell it in a store that's approved and permitted by the government. Guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna create a black market to sell those drugs because people want it, right? People want the drugs, so they're gonna get them somehow. And as long as there's supply and somebody to distribute that supply, that black market is gonna exist. That's why gun control, gun bans, all this other bullshit, it does nothing, right? Because creating gun control does not eliminate the supply, right? When Joe Biden signs a gun control bill into law, what happens to all the guns? Let's say assault weapons ban, right? Dianne Frankenstein wants to ban assault weapons, right? 2,000 types of rifles in that bill that she wants to eliminate. She wants to stop the manufacture. If that law gets passed, will the manufacturer just stop anyway? Will it stop? Or will somebody manufacture that shit? As long as the raw materials exist to create that firearm, people will create it because there's a demand for it. And if there's a demand for that supply, they will get that fucking supply. It's just as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to point out the UK ain't got no guns, it's that third. Let me tell y'all something, man. All them crime lords in the UK, they have guns. They have guns. They just don't use them like that because they don't have to. They don't have to because none of the people they victimize, They don't have guns. So they don't have to use it and expose the fact that they got guns and have the government all up their ass a little more. Y'all understand that, right? Y'all think that the UK don't have guns? You think criminals in the UK don't have guns? No, they just don't use them like that because they don't have to. Because the citizens, the law-abiding citizens, don't have the guns, right? So, and what is a criminal? A criminal is somebody who's willing to put themselves in danger to commit that crime, right? So they're willing to use a knife to victimize people. They're willing to use a hatchet. They're willing to use an axe to victimize people who might themselves carry knives and axes. But the person that's not the criminal, the person that's the law-abiding citizen, is going to be more hesitant to use it to defend themselves. So what ends up happening is they become easier victims. You see what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. Just because gun violence isn't as prolific in the UK as it is in the United States doesn't mean that they don't have the guns. They have them. They have them in India. They have them all over the place. They get smuggled everywhere. Y'all think that they're really trying to fool you guys into thinking that the UK don't have, or the European Union don't have guns. That's bullshit. That's complete and utter bullshit. And I'm gonna tell you something. If the military has them, guess what? Criminals got them. Because military people, they sell firearms illegally to criminals. Understand that. The military soldiers, Marines, whoever, they play a part in the iron pipeline, what they call the iron pipeline. This was proven with this case in Chicago, right? In Chicago, there was a shooting at a party or something. There was a shooting. Multiple people got shot. Some got killed. A lot of people wounded. Whatever. Oh, man, this shit. So, they traced the weapons, right? They traced the weapons that they used in these shootings. Oh, did I hit my lap? Nope, I didn't. They traced the firearms back to the source. Guess what the source was? Military. Let me tell you something. The United States government runs the biggest racket in the world. In the world, right? Biggest racket. Why is it a racket? Because it's criminal activity that is hidden. It's hidden criminal activity. It's conspiracy. Unlike in China, China's very open about how they terrorize their people. So that's not a racket. They're very open about it. It's not secret. They know what they're doing. Everybody knows what they're doing. Whereas the United States, they just hide it better. They're a little more slick. And why do they hide it? Do you think they'd hide it if we were Chinese? Let me clarify that. Let me rephrase that. Would the United States government hide their criminal activity, their tyranny? Would they try to hide it so well if there weren't 400 million firearms in this country owned by the people that aren't in government? Do you think, excuse me, if we didn't have those, that this wouldn't be an open dictatorship? The UK is an open dictatorship, right? It's a matriarchy. Matriarchies are dictatorships. They rule over their people by fiat. That's tyranny. The United States would be the same way if we didn't have our firearms. But they're working on it. And they're getting closer and closer in California, believe it or not. Every time I look up, I don't even bother anymore. Every time I look up, they're introducing another gun control bill every day in California. I don't even bother. I don't care anymore. California is a lost cause for the most part. Every other day. Hell, because I get emails. I get emails from the NRA, whatever. And every day, I'm seeing a fucking email about this gun control bill advancing, that gun control bill advancing. I don't even bother to see what kind of bill it is, because they've done everything except for confiscate our weapons that exist. They've done everything damn near but open confiscations. Well, that's what gun violence protection orders are for in California. So they're actually doing that too. They're just doing it one person at a time. They're not sending, SWAT teams door to door to search random homes for firearms right now. But they have the extreme risk protection orders that do that one individual at a time. And I want to say that it was used 100,000 times in California since they expanded it. It used to just be family members and police officers, right? Well, they expanded it to include co-workers, teachers, employers, doctors. A number of people can now issue a red flag order against you. They'll have an ex parte hearing with a judge without your knowledge. And that judge will say, all right, go ahead, take their shit. So California is very close. Even though California saw last year some of the largest surges in gun sales and background checks in years, ever. So this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. If they had their way, and we didn't have our firearms, people like Mouse, let me tell you something, people like Mighty Mouse would be a general in the state police, or in the, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these countries like China, they have a state police department that it's not there to protect the people. It's there to keep the people in check. It's there to keep the people, it's there to keep the people in chains. Many of these countries have that, right? Where it's like the secret police. It's kind of like the FBI. If the FBI didn't just investigate, federal crimes, but if the FBI also wanted to spy on you openly, to tap your home, tap your phones without a warrant, if they wanted to just snatch you up whenever they felt like it because you said something that they didn't like and torture you and get away with it. Mouse would be one of those people that will snatch you up, snatch your children up, you know what I'm saying? Put them in encampments like they're doing the Uyghur Muslims out there in China. What's the difference between the US and China? 400 million firearms. That's it. The only thing standing between us and a China-style dictatorship is our firearms. But at the same time, there's only so much you can do with them right? Like, if the father of the girl Mighty Mouse was victimizing had performed street justice on him, he might get locked up too. You understand what I'm saying? So I want y'all to think real hard about what we're doing. We're not on the strongest side of this, right? We're not on the side of this. Split switch. Point 3, there needs to be an authoritative figure. Look at Slab City. Supposedly knows all's there, but they police themselves. What's Slab City? You know why? You know why it would fail? Because people don't have the mentality for it. Most people don't have the mentality for it right now. Right? They don't have, see, there are very few people that think like me. You understand what I'm saying? Very few people. So I wouldn't expect if, say, the police picked up and left LA right now, that it would be bliss. No, it'll be fucking chaos for a while. But that's not anarchy, right? That's not anarchy. That's chaos. Because we have been so conditioned to be ruled. And you see, we have multiple things keeping us in check. Not just the government, but also criminals. Right? Why? Why are the criminals keeping us in check? Well, because we don't have our rights to keep and bear arms and defend ourselves by any means necessary is not intact. So criminals, they're used to being able to do whatever the fuck they want to us, right? They're used to being able to victimize us, and so are we. As a whole, we are used to being victimized. So let me tell you, first of all, cops don't prevent crimes, right? They don't stop crimes. They show up after the crime was committed and they investigate and do all that other shit. They make arrests. We can't expect cops to stop crime. They can be a deterrent to a degree, right? Because somebody who's about to carjack you might not carjack you because a cop is rolling by. But they'll carjack somebody else when that cop leaves the area. So they deter crimes to a degree, right? But it's not to say that if criminals knew cops weren't around to arrest them and lock them up, that they wouldn't ramp up their criminal activity. No, they would. But they'd only be able to do so because the people they'd make victims wouldn't know what to do with themselves. They wouldn't know how to defend themselves against a criminal. Let's say in LA, California, a lot of people, you know, for the longest time, they don't own firearms, right? And those that recently just decided to purchase firearms because of, because of Modelo 19. Good morning. Because of Modelo 19 and all that. They don't know how to use that shit. They're not trained. They just went and bought the shit. Hell, they didn't even know that there was a 10-day waiting period in California. In California, before you can pick your shit up, there's a 10-day waiting period. Before it's called a cooling off period. They didn't even know that. So the reason it's not going to work right now is because people do not know how to defend themselves against criminals, and criminals recognize that. And if police just picked up and left, yeah, it'll be fucked up. No, there has to be a transitional period. You have to transition to that. You have to help people understand, like, All right, people, you got 3 years. You got 3 years to train, to get your shit together, learn how to defend yourself, right, against criminals, to stock up on weapons, ammunition, you know what I'm saying, take some classes. You have 2 years, because in 2 years, government-ran police departments are not going to be able to patrol the streets anymore. But what you can do is, which they're doing in a lot of cities right now, is hire private police forces instead of public police, because the private police, they work directly for the people. So they have to actually treat the people right. You know, they have to actually serve and protect the people in the community that are paying their salaries. And there'll be competition. So you don't just get the job because you were assigned, the government assigned as the police department. No, with a private force, they have to compete with other private forces for your business. So it would do them well to do the right thing by the people. So you can do that. And on top of that, learn how to defend yourselves. Learn how to be self-sufficient. Train. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen overnight, but you have to prepare. You can't hold everybody's hand for the rest of their life, man. This dependency bullshit, this dependence on the police, this dependency on the government, it has to come to an end at some point. Or the next thing you look up, the only thing you'll be able to own is a wheel gun. Only thing you'll be able to own is a wheel gun with 5 shots. And there'll be a Gestapo, even if you're able to own that, there'll be a Gestapo on every fucking corner. So the way things are going right now, it can't continue. Slab City is basically anarchy. Explain how it's anarchy. The meek, not the weak. The meek shall inherit the earth. Exactly. Exactly, Tamiko Anderson. Said America is an oligarchy. Exactly, it's an oligarchy that's on a downward spiral. Literally, the entire system and culture is set up to benefit very wealthiest in our country. Yeah, exactly. That's not socialism, exactly. They want you to think it's socialism because they want to give you credits. They want to give you credits, but they don't want you to own anything, and they want to keep all the resources. That's socialism to them. They want you to own nothing and be happy, while they control the resources and give you credits every month. Here you go. Here's your digital credit system. You can go buy something now because we let you. Because Big Daddy government is in charge. And at the end of the day, that's why people like Mouse are running around after victimizing children. Because if they get caught, they have to suffer the same consequences. If the elites get caught doing what they're doing, they'd have to go down the same way Mouse would. That's just the reality. So until we change that, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And, you know, there's always an argument, well, if we went into anarchy, there's always gonna be somebody who's gonna try to rise in authority. There's always gonna be some authority that's gonna wanna take charge, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'd rather do that. I'd rather live in anarchy and spot the motherfucker that's trying to control everybody and deal with it at that point, as opposed to what we got going on now, right? Because in anarchy, if Everybody's being free and doing what they want as long as they're not harming other people. You know what I'm saying? Victimizing other people. You know, and they're working mutually together. See, I'm an anarchist, but I'm also, the system I believe in is a voluntary system, right? In a voluntary system, you can have structure, you can have a system, you know what I'm saying? And all that. It's just that everybody who participates in that system has to be willing participants. That's why it's called voluntarism. If it's not voluntary, it's coercion, right? That's why you have a voluntary system. In the voluntary system, the people in that system chose to be there and they chose to participate. They chose to pay for that road to be built. They chose to pay for that well to be dug up. They chose to pay for that bridge to be built. It's a choice by everybody involved. And if they don't like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't like what's going on there, you don't have to participate. You can go on somewhere else. That's how it should be, right? But just like people say, oh, well, if you have anarchy, there's always going to be somebody who tries to take charge. Well, see, that's why in a voluntary system, and some people want people to be in charge of them. Some people want to be ruled. Some people want to be dictators. Some people want to be told what to do. Well, you have a choice. You can choose that, but don't choose that for me. If I don't want to be told what to do, if I don't want to participate, don't try to force your beliefs onto me. That's what it's all about. So that's how you handle that. If you want to be ruled, go over there with that. Leave me alone. I don't want your ruler ruling over me, and I don't want nobody ruling over you. So I don't want that. And that's the problem with voting, right? We vote for people to rule over us. That's what you're doing when you vote. You're voting for your ruler. But you're not just voting for your ruler. You're voting for somebody to be ruled over as well. That's what you're doing. Man. So, but in a voluntary system, if I don't want to be ruled by your ruler, I don't have to be.
You have to be the one to want to do it because I tried to get her to do things.
Okay.
She does it like for a week or two, and then she stops. You know, and she constantly says, I know I need to. That's great.
I will. I'll YouTube it.
But I'm not going to do that.
Slab Season Air Force Base decommissioned. About 5,000 people live on the slabs yearly. They sort of love to. I'll look it up. Sad them. Everyone wants to blame Republicans and Democrats, but both Dems and Repubs will sit in that boardroom and destroy communities that depend on their business over profit margin. Yeah, look, yeah, Detroit. They were completely abandoned by the police department. And what did they do? They had to hire a private police force. Simple as that. Guess what? The police left them, the authority left, and they figured it out. They said, you know what? We want to be protected. We're going to hire a private police force. And what did the police chief of Detroit say? He said, yeah, we're bankrupt. We don't have enough members of the police department to protect you guys. Pick up that gun and protect yourself. Right? And I'm going to address you, Split Switch. I sort of like not having pee running down the street. So I do like socially program. I seem to have seen quite a few times piss running down the street, even though there's publicly funded waste management going on. I actually recall seeing shit on the ground quite a few times. Shit, piss, trash scattered about, potholes, the same pothole that's been around for 30 years, not being filled. You know what I'm saying? A crumbling infrastructure, old ass pipes, lead in Flint, lead in the water, government funded programs funded by the public. But guess what? Do I need a government to tell me that I have to pay for waste treatment Or can we just come up with that on our own using common sense? Can we say, you know what? I kind of don't like piss running down the street. I don't like shit on the ground. I like shit to flow to where it's supposed to flow to. Hey, let's put our money together and hire this waste treatment people. Let's hire some people to treat the waste so that it doesn't make us sick. Do we need a government for that? Do we need the government to tell us, you know, it'd be a lot easier to cross this river if we have a bridge. Let's build a bridge. Do we need a government to do that? You know, now we have these wheeled conveyances, right? And, you know, these rocky roads, they're kind of busting up our wheels. What if we smoothed it out? Let's smooth out this road. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can come up with a mixture to flatten it out, level it out, so that when we travel down the road and our wheels don't get fucked up. Do we need the government for that? Or can we just say, you know what? Let's build a road. Let's put our money together to build this hospital. Let's put our money together to build this school. Do we need the government to tell us that we need to do that? I don't think so, but that's just me. I don't know. You know, do we need the government to tell us that it's wrong to kill somebody? Do we need the government to tell us that it's wrong to rape and murder and all that? Like, do we really need all that? Or do we have the common sense and the wherewithal to just deal with it? Because I'll tell you something. If a bridge needs to get built, yeah, the government might force you, right, to pay for that bridge, right? Where they're going to, they're going to hire a private company to build that bridge. You know that, right? Government employees don't build bridges. No, they contract their business out to private contractors. So it's the private contractor that's building that bridge, not the government. Because the engineers that are working on that bridge getting built, they're not government. They now the government will have engineers, but to make sure everything is going according to plan. But at the end of the day, the private contractor hires engineers to draw up plans, to come up with this, to come up with that. And so it's executed by private companies. See, the government is just a middleman. By the time our money gets to that bridge builder, I mean, we get that the same thing for cheaper, right? So, you know, the nebula people. Unfortunately, people have been conditioned to not work together, and many don't have common sense. Yeah, that's true. That's split switch OV916. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, man. You know, I know plumbers. The government didn't give them the knowledge to know how to be plumbers. They learned it themselves. The government didn't put a needle in the back of their head and send information to them like they did to Neo when he said, "Oh, I now know Kung Fu." No, that's not how it works. I'm an electrician. The government didn't anoint me with the knowledge from on high. They didn't sprinkle pixie dust on my head so I can learn how to be an electrician. No, I learned that myself through 5 years. 5 years through an apprenticeship. That's how I learned to be like. So, you know, the government, the government does more harm than good. Do you ever read about when New York first used private company firefighter? They were at war with each other. Hey, dangerous freedom, right? Dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. I don't think it will work like that now, though, because they still use that. Those are people that put out fires, right? Now, do you really need to pay somebody to put out a fire? Or can your community come up with volunteers to put out fires to avoid something like that? Or if you see that, all right, using private firefighting companies, is causing problems, well then maybe the people in the community that actually care about their buildings, they can volunteer to firefight. That, that actually happens in real life. In many cities, in many towns and counties, they have volunteer firefighters. Did you know that? There's always a solution, my friend. There's always a solution to the problem of government rule. You know what I'm saying? And I seem to recall, I think the government was in place when that happened, right? The government was in place. So, Oh, local one, you're an electrician too? Did the government sprinkle fairy dust on your head for you to learn that? Split switch OV 916. You're a good speaker. You definitely do not sound condescending. Oh, that's what's up, man. Because I don't like being condescended to. I really don't. So that's not what I'm about, man. I'm just saying, because the reason I'm an anarchist, because I learned a lot about anarchy, and I learned a lot about the nuances. People think it's one thing, right? People think anarchy is one thing. It's not. It's just an idea of an individual, right? It's an idea of an individual. It can be a system, but some people can live in anarchy all by themselves. Like if I wanted to go buy some land somewhere and be left alone, build a cabin, you know what I'm saying, and just live off the land, go fishing, harvest, you know what I'm saying, or hunter-gatherer type situation. I'm doing what I want to do without government interference. That's anarchy. That's simply what it is. It's harder when more people are involved. So if I had my own land and I lived in the cabin with just me and my family, my anarchy would be great for me. But if I say, okay, you guys can come, or if I invite more families to come, then that's when it becomes a bigger problem. Well, see, that's why you have voluntarism, right? Because I have ownership over that land. I have a say over what happens on my land. If you don't like it, well, you can go somewhere else. See, the difference between me, but the thing with the government is, the government would force you to stay on that land and do what you're told. Me, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna say, well, if you don't like, this is my land, I staked it out. You know what I'm saying? This is my little piece of heaven. You can't just run up in here and do whatever you want. You can't shit you can't just do what you want. You know what I'm saying? On my land, right? You can't just do that. You can go on here somewhere else. There's a parcel of land right next to me. You can go ahead and have your fun. But I don't want that here. But the government would say, no, you're gonna stay here and do what the fuck I tell you to do. That's the difference. James Miller says, yo, Snap, you basically ANCAP libertarian because you don't like government and you're all about free market and voluntarism. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, they start fires to get paid. It is what it is. And guess what? Guess what the people should do when they caught those people doing that? The people should handle it. That's the whole point. The people handle it. So if they're starting fires to get paid and they get caught, they need to be dealt with. As simple as that. You're always going to find people that's going to try to take advantage. You're always going to find people that's going to try to harm other people and do all that shit. You can't avoid it, right? It's always going to happen. So the bottom line is, like, how do you want to be able to handle it? Do you want the government to tell you how to handle it, or do you want to be able to handle it yourself? Do you need the government to tell you how to live and how to think and how to breathe and how to speak? No. Because even with the government, you have government agencies that are doing things to make more money. They're doing bad things to make more money. Like, say, 3 buildings in New York that came crashing down so they can get funding for a war. So it's not just private firefighters that do shit like that, right? You know what I'm saying? 3 buildings, 2 of them that were hit by allegedly some flying objects, and then 1 building that didn't get hit by anything but fell anyway. There's perfect examples of how the government does that type of shit all the time. The government will they got to ensure that they're irrelevant. They'll do anything to make sure that they remain relevant in the people's minds. You know what I'm saying? Including funding Contra wars in South America, so that they can control the flow of drugs into this country, so that they can, declare war on drugs, so they can get funding to fight the war on drugs that they get kickbacks for. Excuse me. What that firefighter, that four firefighters they did, that was small potatoes compared to what the government does. Snap, you bet. Okay. What's up, Lawrence Ritno? Well, I'm about to get off of here, y'all. The homie's waiting on me, and I got to get a little bit of training in before I go to the farmer's market, y'all. So, it's been fun. But we're going to stay on this top, man. We're going to stay on this top. Stay tuned for a little bit later. I'm going to do, maybe I'll do another live a little bit later. All right, Local One. Yeah, y'all hit me up, man. Y'all got my, y'all have my email address. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Local One, Kenyon Johnson, whoever else wants to talk about what exactly Street Beefs knew about Mighty Mouse's charges. So that's very important that we have to do that too, man. We got to expose that as well. So y'all hit me up, like, share, subscribe. Much love and peace out. Holla at y'all later.